Hello and welcome to my workshop. Today we're going to look at making a canvas top for this roll cage here. This is the Axial deadbolt, but it has a very common roll cage shared by a couple of different designs, and a lot of people do take this roll cage and use it for other trucks and kind of graft it onto different things. So what we're going to look to do is having a pretty simple canvas top. It'll run back the shape of the top here. It'll come down and match the triangular parts on either side and then be open from here in the back. So let's get started. So there's really no magic to doing this. You just want to get enough tape in each direction so that when you pull this off, it'll come off in one piece, and we'll be able to put some paper down. I may get some thicker paper, but we'll just have to see what's going to work with this. But now we got a good layer of tape on. We want to take our marker. We want to go along the outside edge of where the roll cage is. This will just give us a good indication of the shape for this pattern here. And now the somewhat tricky part. You just have to make sure that you pull all this tape off as one piece. So you might have to add some more in to give it some rigidity. But if you go slow, it'll work out. So this is not too complicated of a pattern, but it's not going to lay straight. So what you have to do is basically figure out where you'll have to make cuts to make this lay straight. So this all back in here is pretty well flat. It's got a little bit of a shape to it. Maybe not perfectly straight across, but it's flat going this way. There's not a whole lot of compound, turns or 90s or any kind of degrees. It doesn't really get too complicated. It gets to the back here. So I think this whole front section up here, we can just leave as flat. And so we'll just take care of one piece at a time. So we'll just take some painter's paper and just kind of slowly press this into the tape. Try to get it on there as cleanly as possible, but it's really not that big of a deal. It doesn't. So that gets all the way back to here. And so then we're going to have to make a decision. So this part pretty much would be flat, and this comes down. So I think if we came up and made a slice in here, I think that would probably look the best to get the material to come down. So let's just try that out. So what I have here is the pattern that you saw me cut out to fit the top of the roll cage for the deadbolt. And now what I'll have to do is come back and put a seam allowance. Because what you'll have to do is, to make this be the actual edge, you'll have to extend that out a certain amount. And that amount is kind of variable. We'll probably go out maybe 5 millimeters. And what you'll end up doing is you'll fold the material back under so that it makes this line. And when you sew the material, you'll sew it right on the inside of that line. So what you end up with is a nice clean edge because it's folded, and you do that line. So we have our material cut out, and I took a couple of the seam allowances, folded them over, and getting ready to stitch these up. And it's the same here. This will be stitched up. You turn inside out to give a nice seam, and I just have to go a little bit past that. So let's get started. So we were able to get our top completed. We have all the Velcro tabs glued and sewn on in the appropriate locations, and as you can see, it's got a little bit of a sheen, but the liquid stitch has dried clear, and like I said, that's going to be on the bottom anyway, so you're not really going to be able to see that. So this just goes, put these through the handles here. Press it up into the Velcro. Put the other side through the handle and just pull it tight. And this just repeat for a round. There you go. It's a nice little canvas cover for this roll cage and all the other bodies that'll go on, and use the same idea to pretty much create whatever you want. All you need is create your pattern, which is easy enough to do with tape, and use a sewing machine, and they're not that hard to learn. So I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you on the rocks.